What's up, guys, and welcome back to Wikup Entertainment. So, there is a very critical issue here that is being revealed in court. The issue is around the search that occurred inside Mthobisi Mngcube's house. So, what occurred is that two sergeants, Sergeant Masondo and Sergeant Dlamini, they went inside Mthobisi Mngcube's house and searched it without a search warrant. And whilst searching that house, they found a firearm.
Did Nisi manage to plant doubt or poke holes at the evidence of Sergeant Masondo when it comes to the gun specifically, going as far as talking about the etching process, who the gun belonged to, the ballistic testing, etc.?
If you can look back, that is what the sergeant considered. One, the accused, I think accused number 3, was there's no link with him in the firearm that killed Senzo. 2, there is no evidence that link the accused number 3 with the firearm that was found as well in those premises. The third point is the issue of now the search warrant. Remember, as I say, before the police can is a reasonable belief.
Why is a search warrant so important? Because Sergeant Masondo also goes on to say that he's not the one who physically found the guns on top of the wardrobe. It was Sergeant Dlamini.
Well, then it means whoever found the gun will have to come and testify in court. Remember, this is hearsay. Its veracity depends on the officer that found the firearm. But search warrant, remember the law enforcement agencies don't just, it is to protect the rights of the people. Otherwise, everyone would wake up.
On the conduct of the police while effecting the arrest, Advocate Nisi asked Sergeant Masondo whether he read the accused his rights. This is how that interaction went down. Let's take a look, listen.
In your testimony, there's no way where you mentioned that at a particular point we stood back and said, accused person, these are your rights. As we are doing this, just know that you have got the following right.
So now this is a big problem on its own because these two sergeants, Sergeant Masondo and Sergeant Dlamini, they did not have this search warrant. And on top of that, they did not get a consent from Mthobisi Mngcube for them to search that house. And whilst searching that house, they then find this firearm that is now being used as evidence in court. And now the defense is challenging the use of this evidence that was found unlawfully, because one of the main reasons why a search warrant is actually needed, it is to try and avoid evidence planting. Because one of the main purposes of a search warrant is to more of like give the police a scope on exactly what they are searching for. Because when these guys went and searched inside Mthobisi Mngcube's house, nobody knows what they were searching for. They just searched and searched. A search warrant in itself, it specifies to the police what they are looking for, where they can search, and this actually prevents like random and unjustified searches. This is why now we have this problem whereby the defense is actually rejecting the evidence that was found by Sergeant Masondo and Sergeant Dlamini. Now, to compound these matters, not to make them worse, but what is now happening is that as Sergeant Masondo is giving the testimony in court, he is now saying it's not him who actually found this firearm. It's actually Sergeant Dlamini who found it. This evidence now that is being given by Sergeant Masondo, it's now making it to be hearsay evidence, because what he is saying can no longer be accepted by the court. It's now needed for Sergeant Dlamini to come and testify himself. So now we have a very big problem here. The big problem that is occurring is that Mthobisi Mngcube is actually denying ownership of that firearm that was actually found in his house. Mthobisi Mngcube is actually ready to testify that that firearm that was actually found in his room, he actually has no connection to it whatsoever. So in other words, you can actually see that Mthobisi Mngcube is sort of like insinuating that that firearm was actually put there by somebody else who is not him. So now this puts pressure on the police to try and prove that they did not plant that evidence in there of that firearm. So this is where like these search warrants actually come in their importance. And to add on top of that, that's why there is this need that is coming in. So just recently, there's been this talk of body cameras being installed on the police, and that they are very, very important. And these body cameras are actually going to be starting in April 2025. And this initiative is actually there to enhance transparency and accountability within the police force. And these body cameras can definitely like reduce and if not eliminate cases like these of Mthobisi Mncube actually rejecting this firearm and trying to move like insinuate that it's the police officers themselves who actually put it there. So with these body worn cameras, it actually prevents that, because we can definitely see that this is how they found this firearm, and it's actually accountable on both sides. So if these body-worn cameras had been used, we would have been having like clear evidence of the search process, and it would definitely have mitigated any concerns of evidence planting. So the issue of evidence planting is actually very, very big. And in South Africa, there have been a number of cases that have been reported whereby there had been like evidence being planted by actually the police themselves to make this case to be even stronger. So Mthobisi Mncube might actually have a point, or he may be lying. We may never know at this point. But he's actually arguing that it wasn't him who put it there, but these body-worn cameras, if they come in now, they'll solve all of these problems. Then it would actually save a lot of time, because there won't be anything of this trial within a trial to try and find if it was really his. Of course, there are things like DNA and fingerprints being taken from that firearm. And actually, it's one of the things that the court can actually request for, provided the police didn't like touch it without any like gloves or anything. Surely they did carefully handle it. But at the moment, I've not heard anywhere whereby fingerprints being taken from that firearm. So definitely the issue of the fingerprints is something that the investigators can actually do to verify the ownership and actually provide crucial evidence of this case, and actually avoid this back and forth of him, Mthobisi Mncube, coming in to testify that he does not own this firearm. So at least this is my analysis around all of this, the use of body cameras and actually the use of fingerprints to verify the ownership of this firearm. So tell me what you think in the comment section.